community in Sanford, Florida, the night, of course, that Trayvon Martin was shot and killed. We do know that George Zimmerman called 911 after seeing someone he thought was suspicious. The operator told Zimmerman he did not need to follow the unarmed team. So, in an interview with Fox's Sean Hannity, Zimmerman's father, Robert, who spoke in silhouette, said that's when his son started walking back to his car.
Trayvon came from his left side, asked him, did he have a problem? George said no. At that point, Trayvon said, what do you do now? He punched him in the nose, again, knocked him to the concrete, and started beating him. George was there yelling for help for at least 40 seconds. It's clearly him on the tape. There's absolutely no doubt about who it is.
All right, so that tape that Robert Zimmerman is referring to is a 911 call made by a neighbor. On it, you can hear someone yelling, but nobody has been able to determine for sure whether the person yelling was Trayvon Martin or George Zimmerman. Meanwhile, Martin's family attorney, Benjamin Crump, told our Piers Morgan that he had a different take of what happened. Watch.
Could it be that he did attack and jump on George Zimmerman?
Well, I don't think we could say attack. We could say he defended himself, because Trayvon Martin had every right to defend himself against George Zimmerman, who approached him. And think about it. George Zimmerman didn't have a badge or anything official. He had on a sweatshirt and some jeans. We've all seen the video now. So we believe Trayvon Martin went to his death not knowing who this strange man was that was approaching him.
In the meantime, Alina, George Zimmerman has a new lawyer, and his legal advisor now, as well as that lawyer, are sort of doing their best to try to get that side of the story out on TV.
That's right, and some harsh words again. Zimmerman's lawyer accusing civil rights leaders Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton of race baiting, saying that everything changed once they came to Sanford, Florida. Watch what they say.
On the morning of February 26th, we had a peaceful town where people went to church and sat together in multiracial congregations. They stood in line at the grocery store, and we didn't have a seething town of civil unrest because of race relations. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton brought that to town. They turned this into a racial event when it never, ever was one. Once all the evidence is out and you understand how the law works and what the facts are, this is a pretty clear case.
And some reporting from the Miami Herald this morning really got our attention. They are reporting that a white separatist group plans to conduct patrols in Sanford now to ensure that, quote, white citizens will be safe from racial violence. The group says that that is meant to counter threats from the new Black Panther Party, which had, as has been widely reported, offered a $10,000 bounty for George Zimmerman's capture. Unbelievable.
And Alina, I know earlier you had an enhanced version, yet another of the 911 tape.
You know, we've called on a couple of experts, and we decided to go in-house again. So we actually spoke to one of our senior audio engineers right here at CNN. His name's Brian Stone, expert in this field. He enhanced the audio using a plug-in that really cleans up the ambient sound that you hear in the background. So we want you to listen again as we play that controversial portion of the 911 call. Watch. All right, it's so hard to decipher what's being said, but let me try to break this down for you in case you haven't been following it closely. It is widely believed that the very first word you hear is the F word. What is unclear is what the second word was. Now, some people believe that Zimmerman used a racial slur. Another audio expert we spoke to earlier in the week suggested he was saying effing clothes. But our CNN audio engineer believes that Zimmerman was saying effing cold. Now, that is important because it was unseasonably cold and rainy on the night that Trayvon Martin was killed in Florida. It was in the low 50s. It was raining, which is why it has been widely reported that Trayvon Martin was wearing a hoodie, of course, to stay dry. So, again, now there is yet another version of what we believe was said on that call. It's all so hard to hear, quite frankly, even without announcing.
This, Jeffrey Toobin may have said this best on on CNN last night. This just speaks to the issue of not jumping ahead of the facts and letting investigators do their work before every analyst in the book jumps on national television and says, this is what was said.
I think it's important, and I think that was the one takeaway that I took from Zimmerman's lawyers when they spoke out, saying, listen, this case has already been tried and convicted in the court of public opinion, and I'm not going to feed into that. Let's not rush to judgment. Let's wait for the facts. I will try this case if it goes to trial. I think that's an important point. You're right.
Critical. All right, Alina, thanks.
You bet.
That's great work. Thank you.